I think now's as good a time as any to start.
We're playing Hyperlight Drifter.
Take two.
I love this game.
It is a very cool game.
I've beaten it twice. This one, I think, because I booted it up.
I haven't beaten it yet because I suck at games.
This also says 50 hours and 88 hours. That's absolutely not true. It's I think it records how much time the game is on.
Okay.
Yeah, I beat this game again, and it's not going to be as good this time because I managed to beat the last boss in one shot.
How'd you manage to do that?
Just get good.
Eh.
I just
Like with any Dark Souls-esque game.
Yeah, I just managed to beat him in one go, which I think the last time even it took me not that many tries, but especially once I had all the upgrades and stuff.
We're at the start of the game and we're already talking about the final boss.
Yeah. God, I love the soundtrack to this game.
Remind me of the artist's name again?
Oh, the artist is Disaster Piece.
All right.
Did you and I watch It Follows?
We did watch it.
Yeah, so he did the soundtrack for that too. He's done a lot of other stuff, but those are the things that I know him for best.
And It Follows is also a very good movie.
Good movie, but
well, maybe I'm being a bit hyperbolic, but it was good.
I wouldn't call it hyperbole to say something was good.
No, I said it was very good at first.
I thought it was a very good movie. The soundtrack is great too. Very it's Disaster Piece, so it kind of has those Ennio Morricone, John Carpenter synths to it.
The thing is, though, I had watched the movie after having played this game, so every time I heard the music, I could not...
Oh, that's all you thought of.
All I could think of was this game.
Right.
Every time I see this shot, I just think Evangelion.
Yeah. That's the giant robots.
And the face is very much like Ava 1 when it goes berserk.
Yeah. You mentioned... Or you said The Thing a minute ago. Did you see the trailer for Stranger Things Season 3?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's okay. I haven't even finished the second season yet. That was a show I got on really late, and I've seen the first episode of the second season, but I don't watch a lot of television programs. I watch movies more than anything.
I'm in the same boat.
Unless you count MST3K as a TV show. They're 90-minute episodes, so it's a movie. It's about movies.
You're watching a movie with commentary.
Yeah. Beautiful pixel art. Love this.
I can't help but think of the music video for Move Your Feet by Junior Senior with this kind of pixel art, though.
Yeah.
It's just if it was a lot more grim.
Yeah.
If the same person who did that music video did a music video for one of the Cure's songs.
I was going to say Carpenter Brute or Perturbator.
Or that.
Yeah.
Ooh, Perturbator would be good.
Yeah.
So our drifter here, he's a bit of a sick boy.
But he's got a laser sword, and who among us wouldn't take being sick in exchange for a laser sword?
And a gun.
And a gun. Not yet, though.
And a little robo buddy.
Yeah, apparently it's called a sprite.
The robot?
Yeah.
That's
it's just
fitting.
an assistant robot called a sprite.
He is charming as hell, though.
Yes.
I don't even think he's got, an animation. He just kind of floats. But
he doesn't really have anything to do with anything.
But he's still got charm.
So I think that enemy is called either a brute or a troll.
The one that you just murdered?
Yeah. It was him or me. Yeah, so the whole game is kind of Zelda-y in terms of exploration. And, I don't know. The creator said he wanted to make a game that was kind of like the old Super Nintendo games, which I think he nailed it. But I honestly couldn't even tell you what. I don't know. Did you play? You're a little more familiar with that kind of era of games.
The Super Nintendo era?
Yeah.
Kind of. It's mostly Link to the Past.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
I do love me some Link to the Past.
I'm going to start making excuses for myself right now. I'm going to be really bad starting out because I've just beaten this game. I've played a lot of this game lately, and so I'm used to having all the powers. And of course, I have no powers because I'm just starting out the game.
So you're playing at a handicap for the time being?
Essentially. I'm used to having like these like really long chain dash powers and having like better guns and like the dash attack.
Oh well, you should be able to manage pretty well for the most part.
Oh yeah,
though.
well, especially now I know where like most, if not all, of the upgrade points are. I should be able to get back to them pretty quickly.
Sweet.
And this is currently my theme on my PlayStation home screen. Look at that.
For the longest time, I didn't know that you could take screenshots during gameplay and make it your theme.
Oh, well, you knew you could take screenshots because the PlayStation has a big
Oh yeah,
share button.
I knew you could take screenshots. That's like a given on most current gen consoles now.
Yeah, when we screwed up our first like attempt at recording this, I went and just played through the whole game, and we'll actually come back to this area in not too long. I didn't know that this was a place you could get back to ever again, but it's there, and there's all kinds of cool stuff in it. And I'm going to be using a map for the game because there's a lot of like hidden stuff that I don't want to have to spend an hour looking for.
We're not the first Let's Players to do this. I
Yeah.
think it's acceptable.
Yeah. Again, I always think that hunter there, or that drifter, looks like the Faram Knight from Dark Souls 2.
He is he's quite the ringer.
He's got a fur coat.
They're pretty stylish. It's probably real fur too, considering this world.
Oh yeah. And he's let me into his house, so I'm
that
just going to
whole sequence where the drifter kind of everything goes red and the drifter passes out.
Mm-hmm.
It is it very much makes me think of the Blood Moon sequences from Breath of the Wild.
I don't know what those are, so I'll take your word for it.
It's basically the game's way of respawning enemies that you've killed.
Oh. Could be like the Blood Moon from Bloodborne. I don't think it's a blood moon. It's like a ritual moon or something. There's a part where the moon goes all red and then shit gets really weird.
Oh, okay. Do you have like those little floating black particles too?
I don't think so.
That was one of the things that happened during the Blood Moon in Breath of the Wild, which is why I kind of really thought of it when it happened.
Right. I like this guy. He's just a skeleton playing the guitar.
I wonder.
I don't know what he's supposed to be, but I think he's a skeleton playing the guitar.
He makes me think of. I haven't watched a lot of Angry Video Game Nerd as of late, but I know that the guy that does the theme song, he's like a character within the series. And at some point he died and he's just a skeleton with a guitar.
Kind of like Jeff the Skeleton. So this game doesn't really have any dialogue to speak of, but what it does have is like visual storytelling, like characters tell their stories in pictures here. Like this dude came to town and got the shit kicked out of him, and now he's a drunk. I didn't say they were happy stories.
Yeah, this is this isn't very much a happy game.
So there's in each area there are 8 of these little modules to activate. Our goal is to activate 4 of them in each area. I'm probably going to be able to get all 8 in each area. Not that it really does anything except unlock a challenge map, which I actually did finally manage to beat all of them in my last game.
You said the north section.
The north one was a fucking nightmare. The south one was tough. The east one, I had already beaten that one. I hadn't realized that it was a challenge area, and the west area was also kind of shitty. And once we get to the west area, I'll show you why. So these are bits, I think is what they're called. Oh, see, sometimes you just can't make a jump. Wow. All right. They're bits. You need 4 bits and you get an upgraded point. Most things cost at least 2, sometimes 3 upgrade points. So you actually end up having to collect quite a lot of those. But there's tons of them hidden in the world. And actually the game kind of flag posts or signposts most of the secrets. Not in a way that is super obvious, but in a way that you do kind of have to keep your eyes open.
Or you could be like me and you just kind of scan the sides of each area, just looking for an area where, hey, he's disappearing into here. I think I found a secret.
Like, this is not a secret here, but there's also no signposting, so
I believe we call that adventure gaming.
Yeah, it's just like A buttoning on everything. So the start of the game, you're pretty weak, and you get a little bit stronger as the game progresses, as you get upgrades, but for the most part, this is just kind of the strength that you're at. You get some better guns, and you get to carry more health packs at once. But for the most part, you really do just kind of get good at the game.
Considering your characters got that illness, I'm pretty sure it makes sense. It makes sense that
Sound it out.
Sorry, I can't words apparently. Considering that your character's got that illness, it makes sense that he'd be pretty kind of frail throughout the adventure.
Yeah, so this guy's here telling us about the area boss, which is a big gross froggo.
I don't think I've ever heard somebody call a frog like that.
I think I saw it somewhere this morning. So that's this square thing on the ground here. That's right in front of me.
Oh, is
right
that...
above me? That's a signpost for a hidden thing.
Oh. It's very subtle.
So you do have to pay attention. This... Oh, yep, there we go. And there's an invisible switch on the ground to show you where there's a hidden path. Usually these invisible paths, like the switch you need to hit to reveal them, actually shows you a lot. Or it shows you where the trigger button is. This time it doesn't, and there's a couple other points where it doesn't. And this is, yeah.
So when you get enough of these upgrade things, are you probably gonna head back to town and...
Yeah, once, I think there might even be, shit, where's the fucking, is it? There it is, thank God.
At least they show up when you walk on them.
Yeah, once I think I might be able to get a full upgrade point before I hit the teleporter, but I'm not gonna have enough for a while. So I could actually, if I really wanted to, I could just go around to all the different areas and grab enough bits to upgrade. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just kind of gonna do it a little more organically, even though I know where most of them are. So yeah, there's no ammunition in the game. Your weapons recharge as you hit things, or your guns recharge as you hit things with your sword. There's another secret here. Aha. See, I haven't even hit the first teleporter yet, and I've got a...
But I don't remember. Did we find this one the first time
I think we did.
Okay. Ooh, that is a grim scene there.
Yeah, lots of dead goats. Unfortunately, you do need... or before I can even use these, I'm going to need like 3 full upgrade points, so it's going to be a while before I can make use of it. Like, look at this. This is the thing I really appreciate about this game, is just the scale of the world. Like, that's just a giant arm holding a massive sword. It's environmental storytelling, I believe they call it. And there's shit going on. It just makes it clear there's stuff going on in the world that it's not telling you about. Not that I think it's particularly difficult to figure out, but it's still there.
And whatever these things are, they're not very pleasant.
No.
Because they're killing giants. But at the same time...
I think that... What things are killing giants?
I don't know. Whatever...
Oh, no. I think the implication of the starting cutscene is just that, like, all those titans or giants, I'm just going to call them titans because I think that's a cooler name, are long gone.
Okay, so
Like, I don't think there's our boy here is quite sick. I don't think there's
up blood too.
Yeah. I don't think any exist anymore.
So they just kind of died out of mysterious causes.
Yeah. So, or there was a war or something. So these are modules. I love the little flourish of his coat when he pulls it out. So yeah, we need 4 of them in each area. There are 8 in every area, and I'm going to try to get all of them. And there's one little bit that's lit up, so...
Going back to the character being sick, as I recall, the creator of this game himself actually has like a heart problem.
Heart disease, yeah. You were right. I went and looked it up, and yes, the creator, Alex something of Heart Machine, has a heart disease. I couldn't figure out what kind. It's probably not very relevant, but I don't know. I guess he just sort of put that in the game because it is a difficult thing for people to deal with, chronic illness.
You know, the creator just kind of... Sometimes they just want to put a little bit of themselves into the game.
Yeah, well, yeah, not to give away like too much of the story, but it sort of does become important. The character's health becomes important later on in the game, or once you've pieced everything out.
Well, I always kind of thought the way they keep having him get into these little coughing fits.
Yeah, it's relevant for sure. So there's a map in the game that it's not the most helpful. I've figured it out for the most part, but there's some ways that it could have been better that make a little more sense. I like this area because it's kind of peaceful, even though there are things around trying to kill you.
And there's just something to be said about the colors that they went with for this game.
Yeah, they're nice, like, soft colors.
Soft, and every now and then it kind of goes into this kind of neon look. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, well, it's hyper light. I'm going to call that neon. It's just the color palette is quite soothing, I guess. Especially in this first area, less so in some other areas. It actually gets a little oppressive, but that's intentional.
Well, considering how dangerous this world is, it makes sense that you'd have some moments where it gets pretty oppressive.
Oh, yeah.
But, the creator of this game, he's obviously going pretty strong because at the time of this recording, he's recently announced his new game that he's making.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. Actually, just like 2 days, or maybe like 3 or 4 days ago, I think is when it was announced. Solar Ash Kingdom, and it takes place in the same universe as this game. I can't imagine it's going to have that much to do with this game, but...
It's a follow-up to this game in terms of art style and tone.
Yeah, this is going to suck.
I'm just hoping that,
Fuck.
it will get a console port pretty soon after it releases, because on the PC, it's exclusive to the Epic Games Store, and...
Oh, really?
I just don't want to load my PC with different gaming platforms.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll talk about the Epic's Game Store at some point, I'm sure. It's going to become relevant to us playing games, but...
That orange thing at the bottom of the screen there, it always kind of looks like a little cottage to me.
I kind of see what you mean. I'm pretty sure it's a, like a turbine.
Mm-hmm. It's just kind of the way it has that kind of barnhouse look to it at the top.
See, yeah, I really don't like the early game. I'm having a challenging time now, and I can't even do anything really fun because I don't have access to any of the cool powers like the dashing attack and stuff.
So you really gotta fight smart when you get
I
into
really
a
have to
scuffle.
like avoid enemies and just sort of duck in and out of combat areas in a way I don't find very fun. That's 2 of 8.
Come to think of it, that playstyle is generally pretty close to how I play a lot of games.
Yeah, you're like a 2 daggers kind of guy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm more of a give me a sword and shield.
I kind of like to charge in, take some pot shots, jump back a little.
You don't like to fight fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I'm a very roguish fighter. I've also been playing Jack 2 recently, and that game really wants you to play it smart, because you can die very easily in that game.
I'm dead. I shouldn't have even done that area. I should have just... where am I going to respawn? Okay. Yeah, I could have just jumped down here. I don't know why I went around.
Those beefy plant monster things are a bunch of SOBs.
They really suck. I hate fighting them. Until we get the weapon that we get after beating the boss in this area. Yeah, they suck.
And that's like a... Well, we'll get to it.
Yeah, it's a shotgun. It's like, what's the second gun you get in any game that has a gun? It's the shotgun.
Which, in my initial playthrough of Resident Evil Remake, I completely skipped over the shotgun. But I find sometimes things just kind of elude me in that game.
Well, it's like a puzzle adventure game. That's to be expected, right?
I feel like, though, I've got no excuse when they add that little shimmer to it.
That little sword flourish means I just beat the area, thank God. Or I call them ambush rooms.
It's kind of an ambush. Everybody just kind of appears and
tries to fuck you over. There are keys hidden in this game, of which I'll probably collect most of them. I doubt I'll get all of them, but I need to get at least 12 to get one of the outfits. And you use them to unlock these doors. I should actually look and see if I've probably missed a key already that I shouldn't have.
That little sword animation he does after you finish a combat sequence, it's very much like in Twilight Princess, when you sheath your sword just at the right moment after killing the last enemy of a group. Link kind of does that little sword spin thing as he sheaves it. And as far as I know, that was the first game that he does that. But I'm not 100% sure on that.
Sort of. Yeah, I guess it would be. I mean, I haven't played a ton of Zelda games, but there's the dog from the beginning of the game.
A little sharp dog.
I know in some of the 2D Zelda games, there we go, I've got 2 upgrade points. I need to get 3, though. Some of the 2D Zelda games, like when you get the new sword, it plays that music, and then you do a little spin.
Oh,
I think that kind of counts.
He spins and then holds it up in the air.
Yeah, I think that kind of counts, even though it's not exactly the same thing. So this is another drifter, and he's showing us where some of these modules are.
That's the guy that helped you earlier, right?
Yep. He kind of had the same problem we did. He found a thing, was attacked by whatever that darkness is.
Some kind of shadow creature. I love those little...
No, I can't do this until I go beat the north area.
I love those little lizard guys that are just kind of skimming across the water.
They always remind me of scorpions. Because they got the curl tail.
I kind of got chameleon from it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a secret over there, but I can't access it until I get the sniper rifle. This one, yes. I need to start remembering where... Oh, yeah, so here's these tablets. If we get all of them, it unlocks something special. I've never gotten all of them before. I'm always missing, like, 1 or 2. So it makes it really infuriating to try to search for them later. So I don't usually bother.
These game designers are always very good at hiding stuff.
Yeah, that's that's the thing that's fun about this game is well designed about this game in particular, is a lot of the hidden stuff.
It's likely that possibly years from now
I'll come back and find a whole bunch of shit I missed the first time through.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of the characters have little stories to tell here. The frog sort of captured and enslaved this dude, and he escaped, and now he's here. With some of his buddies.
Now he just kind of doesn't really have much to do from the looks of things.
Well, he's probably hiding out.
I'd rather be bored than in danger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's for late. No.
Oop.
That's weird. Usually the game is good about detecting platforms. That time, I guess I just totally whiffed it. No, can't do that yet.